Welcome back to Half-Eaten Sandwich, where I'm going to be doing another tier list review, but today I'm going to be doing actually a different kind of style where I'm going to be adding a little sci-fi into it. Of course, I've done some in the past. This is going to be different. It's going to be mainly focused on sci-fi, but with my tier list, I'm going to be doing I'm going to be popping in some fantasy books in there, maybe not really sci, more half and half, so we can still get fantasy in there, because of course sci-fi is important and fantasy is too. They're both really related topics. But let's get to the beginning of it, because today this is Half-Eaten Sandwich, and I hope that you enjoy this review. So this is the list that I've come up with. I hopefully will get through all of these, but I've actually probably read most of these. Actually, I said that last time, and I had like none, because there's some that I have not read, but I feel like most on here, maybe 75% I've read. So let's just kick it off with Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, a definite read. I'm going to put this one right at B. This is difficult because they just get better and better as they go. I definitely rank this lower than I would. It's just so long and impressive and has such a good battle in the ending. I'm going to put it at A, which is a little pretty high for me. Stephen King's The Drawing of the Three from the Dark Tower series. I'm going to put that at, I feel like they got better and better and better as they go. They say that the beginning ones, like Drawing of the Three, are like the best, so I'm also going to put that at A as well. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, that's going to be a B tier. Philosophers, if you're from the UK. It has such an impressive writing for a debut novel kind of author. So I'm just really, I was really excited for that one. It's just such a classic. I feel like every single person has probably read that book. If they're a millennial and they live in America, they read it. So yeah. All right. So this is a series that don't criticize me, but I have not entirely read. I basically have seen many reviews on them. Looked at reviews, looked at critics, gone through things. Kind of know the ending, sort of, and I've kind of studied this, so I'm going to be ranking them just for the heck of it, just based on my knowledge, but I have not fully read these, so I'm going to put The Clash of Kings at an A tier, which might sound weird. I'm putting Clash of Kings with like next to these like newbies, like the Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix and The Drawing of the Three. I might put that B. No, I'm going to keep it there. And then The Storm of Swords would obviously be S tier, because that one's considered the best out of that. But of course, I don't have a personal opinion, sadly. I have read Dune. I like Dune a lot, and that deserves an A tier. Oh God, I need to put some of these low. The Dragon Reborn. This is gonna be that last one. I have not read this book, but I am still gonna be ranking it based on my prior knowledge. I read a little bit of this because I read the first few chapters of The Wheel of Time. I didn't entirely love it. I felt like Tolkien all over again. But The Dragon Reborn really kind of sets up the tone of the world, and I have not completed this book yet. But just based on my prior knowledge, I'm going to put this at B. Because it kind of deserves to be in this zone with Harry Potter right over here. I have not read that book, I can say that. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This probably goes, it was gonna go A because it's better than the four, or maybe it's worse. I've read this book so many darn times, and it gets to the point where it gets kind of old, and the writing is a little different than I thought, so I don't want to put it at C because C seems terrible, but I think I'm going to put it at C. I might move it back up, but it doesn't seem to be really where it is. I've not read this, not read that. Oathbringer. Okay, Oathbringer is obviously going to be an A for me. Not going to be a, in this Stormlight Archive, it's not the best book, I would say. I'd say that's more, not One in Truth, but the other one. Words of Radiance, that's probably the best. So I'm going to put this one in A, which is really good. Feast for Crows. This one is the worst of the, Song of Ice and Fire series. So I'm going to put this one, I feel like we missed a lot of like Jon Snow, Daenerys Targaryen, that kind of thing. So I'm going to put this along with C. And I'm being a little bit strict today, but it has flawless writing, just is the worst of the series, and just kind of decreases the series as it goes on. Gunslinger, I didn't 100% like the writing on this one because Gunslinger and Song, I feel like it just gets better as it goes, but it's, The Hobbit's up next. I'm so excited for that one. The Gunslinger just needs a little more. I'm going to decide on this one. The Gunslinger is really hard to decide wherever it is. I don't know where it is right now. Oh, right here. So this is one's going to be really hard to decide. I just don't think I am personally like this one. I thought it was too cliche. I'm going to have to drop that one. I'm not a huge fan of the Dark Tower series. I know that sounds weird that I put the Drawing of the Three at A, which is book number 2. So I'm actually going to move that down to B because that just sounds so strange, the difference in how much that is. So I'm going to move that one down. I'm really excited to get to this one, or The Hobbit next. Song of Susanna, considered the worst. I'm going to put it at D too. The Hobbit, oh my God. Oh my Lord, The Hobbit is a masterpiece. It is amazing. That deserves S, if not A, of course. But if it's not S, good. But let's move on. Ooh, A Game of Thrones. This one also deserves A tier. These are probably the two best in the series. These two, maybe A Clash of Kings could go up here, but I'm gonna keep that as A, where it is right now. The Goblet of Fire, amazing book, deserves an A tier. I liked it a lot. Not my favorite, of course, but I'm gonna put it where it can be. Half-Blood Prince, an amazing book. I'm gonna put that S tier. What is that one? Prisoner of Azkaban also deserves an S tier, and the reason why is that is my favorite Harry Potter book. Just the best writing, the best hints at conclusion, foreshadowing, everything. On point, on cue. I loved it. The Deathly Hallows. This one I'm reading right now. I really like it. Does not think it makes S tier, so I'm going to put that at 8 tier. I'm flying through these, really. Wasn't the Gunslinger already on there? I don't know why that was put on twice. That's a little strange. So I'm not going to do the Gunslinger again. Actually, I think I might want to replace. I like that cover better. I like this cover better. Wizard and Glass. This one deserves a higher tier. I think I would put this at B. Just because I feel like B and D are fine. This, because it gets better as it goes, and Wizard and Glass is like an amazing love story. So tragic too. But let's continue. Oh, The Fellowship of the Ring. I think we all know where this goes. J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings is one of the most amazing series of all time, if not the most amazing series of all time. So it's just so incredible. Very slow, but really builds up stability in many ways. So I'm going to put this at S tier. Just amazing writing. I don't know if this was debut. I think The Hobbit came first, but just the world that he's created is amazing. Or he did create. So I have not read a bunch of these. The Way of Kings, I think, also deserves an S tier. Since I put that in my last review, I also put this at S tier. I say that's pretty much sci-fi, I would say. Let's keep on going. So Eye of the World next. Was there a Wheel of Time on here? Oh yeah, I put Dragon Reborn because I read a few chapters of that. I read even less chapters than this one. Still not my favorite. I'm gonna put this at B, even though I've only read the smallest portion of it. I do know the climax and what happens in the end. So yeah. Stephen King's The Wind Through the Keyhole. This is probably the worst of the series, so I would put that at D, if not F. It's just a prequel. Nobody really likes a prequel. I've not read this book. Not even a page of it. The Wastelands. I'm gonna put it at D. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be mean. The Wastelands is number 4 maybe, and that also deserves B. I'm not gonna go for A yet. So there's a lot of B's for the that series, Stephen King's. Oh my God, it's one after another. Wolves of the Kala. What book is that? I'm trying to think. Is that 5? I think that's 5. I'm not quite sure though. I love it. I found the cover. It's Stephen King's Wolves of the Calla. There's one thing that annoys me. I love the cover. I love everything in it. One thing that does annoy me though is the cover, and it's that because what do you think that is right there? Just give a good guess. That is the Star Wars lightsaber. It looks as though, except they're called light sticks. That annoys me because he took George Lucas's amazing idea and made it into this thing that's completely made up, which are used from the Wolves of the Calla. So, furthermore, I'm going to be taking the Wolves of the Calla, wherever it is. I don't even know where it is because I lost my track. We just did there's so many repetitive things on here. Let's bring this up. Wolves of the Calla right here. So this I'm gonna put. I actually like my cover better, to be honest. We're gonna put this one right at C because you know how much C right here, and I think it's better than Winter Keyhole, the Gunslinger, and Song of Susanna. So let's continue here. Words of Radiance. If I'm putting Way of Kings up there, I'm putting this one here too. S. So that's total S. I think we're running out of room too. Rhythm of War. Just S after another. Oh my god. More S's. All three in a row. All S's. There's so many repetitive things on here. I'm actually reading this book right now, so I'm going to go look through it. Or do Messiah. Let's do this one first. I thought this was, let's talk about this one first. Because I think this book is an amazing novel. I read Dune 1, and I thought that was just amazing. I read Dune 2, and I thought, oh, this is amazing too, but it's not as good. So I am going to be putting this in the A tier just because it's mesmerizing. It has an amazing ending, depressing, amazing, whatever you call it. And it goes up with Dune, but it's not as good as Dune. And it's probably the leastly of all these up here. So yeah, let's continue, but I just don't think that's as good. Did we already do Feast for... There's so many little differences here. Let's talk about the Silmarillion, or however you say it. So I'm actually reading this right now. I've read the few first stories in here. I think I'm on 86 or something like that. And I was reading this all yesterday. I wanted to finish it that day. I'm going to finish it today, though, hopefully. And it's just an amazing masterpiece, I feel like, because this is a lifetime of Tolkien's work. It talks about all the backstory, the history of Middle-earth and beyond, or Elia, or however you say it, and Morgoth, of course, the evil lord before Sauron. And it just gives all these little short stories. It's like having a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, except it's not. It's different. Continuing, I'm going to put this Silmarillion, since it's a masterpiece, at... I'm bending through both. This is a masterpiece. It's a lifetime's work. It is confusing, definitely, because the context is like reading the Bible differently. Of course, you put the Bible at S tier, but we needed some more pages in length of this, or actually we didn't, because there's like a 1,000,000-page index at the end of it. But I'm gonna put that at A tier because I can. So, but I don't really know much else of these. These are really just amazing, repetitive, continuing things. I don't really see much on here elsewhere. Of course, I've tiered these and I've went through them. All these books are incredible. I feel like I never really dumped any that I didn't really like. This is just amazing. I did part 1 and it got so many views for my channel. And I am just going to be continuing this with the part 2 because I feel like we just need a little more. So thank you. This is Half Eaten Sandwich, and I hope that you enjoyed. I will see you next time.